crystalsewsandstuff.com, as well as on Instagram and Facebook. Welcome back to the channel today. So today I wanted to share with you my review of the Tia knit wrap dress by Style Art Patterns. So this is a cute wrap dress pattern that I received through the Sew Over 50 group in a giveaway. So the giveaway was put on by Style Art. It's called the Sew 50 Sew Along, and I'll leave a link to the hashtag below for Instagram, as well as to the Sew Over 50 group. And anyway, for the giveaway, you had to put in a person that you've never met in real life, a sewist that you've never met in real life, and why you would like to meet them and why. So of course I put in T of Crumpets Tea and Sewing, and we won the giveaway. And so for the giveaway, we were given the Style Art a Style Art pattern to choose from, and so we decided to sew the Tia wrap knit dress because we both like the style lines and then the faux wrap look of it. So that's what we decided to sew up. I've sewn a couple things from Style Art before. I've sewn the Maryland dress, which is a woven dress with open sleeves, a really cute open sleeve detail. And then I've also sewn the Shirley Shrug, which is another cute, just an overwrap pattern. And I believe the name of that pattern got changed because I looked it up and I couldn't find it, but they had one that was almost the same. Because when I bought it, it was available only in knit, but now it's available in wovens as well. So anyway, I'll leave a link to all of those patterns that I've made before from Style Art. So anyway, they have really great chic, unique patterns, styles, and they have a large range of patterns. So you should definitely check them out. So anyway, let me get on to the Tia dress. So I made two versions of this dress. I made this first one, which is in an ITY print, and then I made this second one, which is in a stretch crepe print. So the first one that I made was again in this ITY print. I picked up this fabric from the Jackson Heights Discount Fabric Center in New York City, which I believe is in Brooklyn, and I took the train over to pick it up when my husband was on a trip. We both went up there, and while he was at his conference, I went fabric shopping, and so I went on ahead and picked up this fabric. And so I've had this for 2 years. I bought this in January 2018, right around the time when I started this YouTube channel. So if you've been following me for a while, you've seen that video, and I'll leave a link to that in the description box or the cards for you to check out in case you want to see my super old video. But anyway, this is a nice it's a nice fabric. It's an ITY knit, so it's a little more difficult to work with than your standard like cotton or crepe knits. So it's a little less easy to work with for beginners, but it's usually ITY prints are usually very inexpensive, so they're great for testing out new garments, you know, that you've never tried. So that's why I decided to go ahead and use this print. So this is a beautiful print. It's like a abstract ikat. I don't know if it's pronounced ikat or ikat fabric, and so I love the design and all the colors and the purples and the yellows and the black. It's just a beautiful print, and so I decided to go with that, and I tried to match up the different portions as much as I could for the pattern. So let me give you some details about the pattern. So like I said, it's designed for knit fabrics, and it comes in sizes 30 to size 30 to size 50. It comes in size 4 to size 30, and so it's for busts starting at sizes 30 all the way up to a size 58.25 bust, and then the hip size goes from a size 32-inch hip up to a 61-inch hip. So, and in centimeters, the bust is 77 centimeters to 148 centimeters, and for the hip is 83 centimeters to 154 centimeters. So this has a really good pattern range. I really like that about this pattern. And so I sewed a size 12, so we were given one size. Usually when you purchase a pattern from Style Art, you get You choose one size, but you also get the 2 sizes before and after. So say I decided to purchase a size 14, I would get the size 12 and then the size 16 as well. So you get a little bit of options with the grading if you buy it directly from Style Arc. But since I got this in a giveaway, I only received one size. So I did have to make some changes to the skirt piece. And I'll go into that in a little more detail in a minute. So anyway, I sewed a size 12, and so I didn't have to make any changes to the bodice piece. It only has a few pattern pieces for the whole pattern. You have your front cut twice, and then the sleeves kind of grow out from the side, so they're a dolman style sleeve, so you don't have to set in the sleeves. And then you have your back, just cut once. It's cut on a fold for the back. And then you have your skirt piece, and that skirt piece is just cut twice. And then you have an overlay piece for the skirt, for the wrap, to give you the wrap look on the skirt piece. And then you also have the belt piece. So that's optional, of course, and you can just add the belt, and that's just a rectangle. And then there are also pieces for elastic guide. So the fabric is designed for you to use, they call it jelly elastic, but here in the States we call it just a clear elastic. But I didn't have that, so I just turned it over and stitched it down. But they do give you guides for both a back neck guide and then another front neck guide for you to choose how much clear elastic that you need for the pattern. So instead of using clear elastic, I did try out this. It's called ElioFlex, and I'll leave the name of it. It's this ElioFlex stretch thread. I tried that for the neckline here, and I just didn't see a big difference between using regular thread and the ElioFlex thread. So for the second one, I just used regular polyester thread, and it was because I was getting a couple of skip stitches while I was sewing it up, so I just abandoned that thread for the second one. So all I did, instead of using the clear elastic, which I didn't have, I just turned it over and I just stitched it down, stitched it down with a straight stitch for both of them, and it still turned out just fine, and it fits me well in the bust area. So I really like how it turned out. So, and then on the hem, I did a serge rolled hem on my serger, using my serger foot, my rolled hem foot on the serger. And so that gives me like a faux kind of cuff kind of look at the hem. So that's what I did for the hem on this one. And then the second one is a stretch crepe that I picked up from Chic Fabrics on a different fabric trip to New York. And it's this beautiful blue stretch crepe, and it has these lovely pearl and chain designs, and I'm wearing it with my little pearls and pearl necklace. And this is a heavier crepe, so a heavier knit. So I like the way this one's sewed up. So it fits me a tiny bit snugger than the other one, because the ITY knit is a little bit looser, and ITY knit is great for testing out knit fabrics because it's usually a lot less expensive than your stretch crepes and pontees and cotton jerseys overall. So that's why I did this one first as my test fabric case. And so let me talk about the pattern changes for a minute. So for this style, I didn't have to make a whole lot of pattern changes. It fits me well in the bust area. I did shorten it by 2 inches because I'm 5'1", and that's just a standard pattern adjustment that I have to make. But I did have to widen the skirt pieces because for the size 12, I only had one size. Like I said before, I only had the one size, so I had to add a little bit of width in the hips because the size 12 is for hips of around 40, and my hips are like 41 and like a quarter. So I had to add a 1/2 inch to the front and back pieces. So what I did was the slash and spread method to add the width to the bottom to the skirt pieces, and I have a little clip to show you how I did. So I wanted to pop in and share with you what I did to add some width to the skirt portion of the Tia knit wrap dress. And so this dress, size 12, is designed for hips of about 40 inches, and my hips are 41 and like a quarter, and so I wanted to make sure I had enough width in the hip area. So what I did was, well, the first thing I did was I shortened the skirt piece just for my height. So right here at the shorten and lengthen line, I just cut, and then I moved the whole pattern piece up. And then after that, I decided to go ahead and add width to the center. Now, normally you would add width, just add some width here on the side seams. But I did not want to alter the overlay piece. This is the overlay piece. And so you can tell they match up at the center, front, and back. And so I didn't want to alter the overlay piece at all. So I decided to go ahead, and so I wanted to make sure to keep this top, I wanted to make sure to keep the top portion, the width the same at the top, but I wanted to add width near the bottom. So what I did was I used the straight grain line, and I used my ruler, and I just put my ruler on the grain line, and then I moved it over a little bit and made a parallel line on the side. So 2 inches from the grain line, I made a parallel line, and then at the bottom I added 1 inch to the bottom, and then I just spread it open, and I added some paper underneath in order to add some width. So this gave me about an extra 1/2 inch right here, and so that gave me a whole inch on the front and a whole inch on the back. So that's how it worked out. And so that's how I added an extra 2 inches overall to the hip area, and it did widen the skirt just a little bit. So I just loved how it turned out. So that is what I did for the slash and spread method for the Tia knit wrap. Okay, so that's how I made the changes to the skirt pieces, and I love how it turned out, and it didn't mess up the overlay portion of the skirt piece. And to the best of my ability, I tried to match up the pattern for the skirt pieces for the wrap style right here, but it'll be really cute as a contrast. So you can do like maybe all black here, have the rest white, or do stripes in different directions, because on the pattern piece, that's what they have in the style lines on the picture of the pattern. So that will look really great, and T did a version in stripes, and so I'll leave a link to her video as well, so you can see how this beautiful pattern looks in stripes. So this is a really great pattern, like I said before, and the instructions are very clear. Now, they don't have a lot of instructions, but they're just enough that you need. So if you've sewn a couple of things before, sewn with knits a couple times, you can definitely tackle this pattern there, and it's a quick sew, because I mean you really don't. There's a total of 5 actual pattern pieces, and then the 2 guides. So super easy pattern, and I highly recommend it. So I also wanted to let you know that for the hem of this blue version of the dress, I did a knit blind hem stitch on my sewing machine instead of the one on the serger. Just, I don't know, I just wanted to switch it up just for the style of the fabric. I didn't want the cuff look on this version of the dress, but I like how they both turned out, even with the 2 different hems. So anyway, here are some pics and twirls of me wearing these 2 lovely dresses. Tia knit wrap dress pattern. Be sure to check out T's version on Crumpets Tea and Sewing. I'll leave a link to her channel below. And also check out the Sew Over 50 group on Instagram, as well as the Sew 50 Sew Along hashtag over on Instagram. And I'll leave a link to both of those below, as well as check out this pattern on Style Art. Alright, so that is my review. And if you haven't subscribe to the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Alright, thank you so much for watching today. Take care. Bye.